It's time to go crown jewel racing once again. The Gatorade Cup Series for the second race in the row. We head to a big race on the season, the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Taylor Bright Price in the 15 has the pole for this event. Carson Bowers in the 6-2s outside. And third you have Steve Larker, TJ Henley, your points leader in fourth, Jay Jefferson fifth. They have Larry Bouchard Jr. in sixth, Jonathan Beeford seventh, Benny Watson eighth, Louis Jack Tavo ninth, and Patrick Smith rounds out the top 10. They have Cole Luigi in 12th, Isaac Nichols 11th, along with James Dablio and Andrew Miller. Then there's Jake Gow, who had his horrific crash last season in this race. Eli Bright in the 88 is inside. They have Dale Letning and Steve Morgan, Steven Taylor and Trey Rainey. Then there's Griffin Lynn and Danny Lloyd, Jake West and Justin Zeidel. Then you have Diego Yepes with Jonathan Rains, Carter Friesen and Jack Marshall. Then there's Riley Sampson and Tyler Fink, Jeff Bright and Nathan Stapleton. They have Alexander Rowan, John Gambit, Sebastian Kukulon second in points, Max Anderson. Then there's Luke Rainey and Matt Johnson, Stephen Baker and Derek Hamill. And in the final row, Joe Jefferson won this race last season, with Colton Neal in the 37 starting in the 42nd and final position. That's your starting lap for the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Let's get going with our starting command.
For today's command, Bobby Allison.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Give your seatbelts a little tug there for me there, buddy. Get a little drink of Gatorade. Be safe. Have some fun, all right?
Our 42 car starting grid rolls off to start the Brickyard 400 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A package change made by Gatorade Cup Series officials for this race. And as at Michigan, remember we tried a higher drag package, trying to improve and make the racing a lot safer there. Here at Indianapolis, a lower drag package to make higher speeds over 210 miles an hour into the corner in the draft, and a tire with more grip to allow the cars to go faster in the corner, hoping to create less crashes, better racing. So we'll see how the drivers adapt to this package. 24 laps around the Brickyard, fast speeds all around, pace car to pit road. Let's get going. In the Brickyard 400, Taylor Brian Price, Carson Bowers on the front row. They get to the restart zone. We're racing at the Brickyard. Three wide, around goes to 75. Around open to the pack, a huge crash. At the front of the field, it's just taking out some contenders. Yellow flag is out. Steve Larker is done. So many cars. There's Larry Bouchard Jr. Some cars take down low. Louis Jack Tavo. Around goes Patrick Smith. Huge crash. Price leads us back. And not many cars get away from that. The big one early on. Lap 1 as they come off of turn number 3. Cole Luigi down from the 42 I just saw. There's Steve Larker in pits. Joe Jefferson may have some damage. John Gambit just driving away. Isaac Nichols. There's some cars. Some more. Steve Larker, the first I saw go around the 75. We'll see how caution number 1 occurred. 3 wide is always the breaking point here at Indianapolis. And Jay Jefferson made a 3-wide move at the end of the backstretch to make a move for second. And he just comes up and clips the 75 Steve Larker. We said 3 wide, not enough room. Larker spins around down low, and like we've seen so many times, you go down and you come right back up, and 78 already came up and got into the 17, the 32, and then Patrick Smith at the end. There's Cole Luigi, there's Isaac Nichols. Luigi won this race in season number 5. There's Smith in the 34. I think he gets hit by his teammate, Carter Friesen, spins the 34 around. Huge crash here at the Brickyard early on, racing inside the top 5. Just 3 wide for a second. Jefferson, oh man, Nichols took a hard hit. Jefferson's going to have some pretty heavy damage there in the 78. He came up and I think he hit Benny Watson pretty hard. If I'm not mistaken, we'll see from this angle who the 78 came up. Oh, he hit Octavo. He might have some pretty heavy damage there. Those are some hard hits. Look at Octavo up off the ground. And then some cars had it slowed, and I think, yeah, Friesen and, oh man, with his teammate. Oh, and then the 34 cut across and got Kukulon. Yeah. Look at this from some onboards. First, we'll go on board with the 42 Cole Luigi. Won this race in Season 5. Looking to repeat that. He might not be able to here today. Yeah, he's got some pretty heavy damage being involved in this. And right there just kind of got caught into it. I know it doesn't look like much, but that side damage could impact your race car greatly. Luigi Octavo locked in from his all-star victory. He's lucky because this is a pretty nasty crash that he just took. Up off the ground. Joe Jefferson won this race last season. At the back of the field, he's able to just get slowed down. It looks like he's able to get by. It looks like Jefferson did a great job just getting it kind of slowed down there, getting low. He may have just stalled the car a little bit there, but it looks like he should be fine to continue on and keep racing. Second in points, Max Anderson. Did he miss this or did he get some damage? See the wreck. It looks like he does get low, gets by. And then we'll see with the... Yeah, it looks like he's able to get going. Looks like Anderson, another one that's good to go. One more on board. Luke Rainey inside the top 10 points, but he was around where Smith went around. It'll be interesting to see if he was able to miss that and miss this big crash. He gassed it as soon as he saw that 34 spin. He did a great job missing that as well. So he should be good to go. So the yellow came out lap 1. Taylor Bryan Price from the pole leads us back to the caution flag. They'll stay on the racetrack and we'll go back racing with under 20 laps to go. Coming back to the restart, lap number 6. Taylor Bryan Price out front. From that crash, Steve Larker, Isaac Nichols, Luigi Octavo, Patrick Smith, Benny Watson, Larry Boucher Jr. have all retired with their 36 cars on the lead lap. Taylor Bryan Price leads them all. Carson Bowers is second, TJ Hanley third, Jonathan Beeford fourth, Andrew Miller fifth. They have Eli Brighton sixth, Dale Lightning seventh, Trey Rainey eighth, Danny Lloyd ninth, Jake West 10th. Mentioned that Jay Jefferson and Cole Luigi are going to have some pretty heavy side damage. Both came down Imperial to try and repair that. They're currently scored at the back of the field. 35th for Jay Jefferson, 36th for Cole Luigi. Looks like the teams did a pretty good job repairing that damage. We'll see if those cars are up to speed. So pace car to pit road. Taylor Bryan Price from the pole. He's led every lap so far. We'll see if he can hold it off on this restart. To the restart zone they come, and we are back racing at the Brickyard. That was a good jump there by Price, but Bowers got a little bit better one, it looks like. Off into turn 1, he's looking low. Can't get down there, though, as they go through 1. And may have to check up a little bit tightness there. Hanley stays with that 6 for now. Jonathan Beeford peaked low, but couldn't make a move. Up the corner, down the backstretch. Trying to see the back. Looks like Jefferson's fine. Cole Luigi may be a little bit slower, but we've seen in this draft that it propels cars forward. So we'll be able to see if Cole Luigi and his damage, if maybe the draft could help it out. Obviously, if it's not hurting the power on the car. Bowers looked on Price. Got a little tight right onto the back bumper of that 15. They come off of turn number 4. Taylor Bryan Price going to lead another lap as he started on pole. He's led every lap so far today. Bowers looks low. Can he stay down there? He has a push from Hanley in the 23. He's trying everything he can to get that side draft. He does a great job at it. Bowers side by side with Price. Through 1, Carson Bowers clears to be your race leader down the Brickyard 400. TJ Hanley with him. Hanley's going to get to second. Buford to third. Miller going for fourth. Down the backstretch. Looks like Stephen Baker may be a little off pace in the 96, but Cole Luigi is definitely off pace in the 42. Don't look like he'll have a shot to compete for the victory here today. TJ Hanley, your points there, looking to rack up more points, looking to lead this lap, get 5 bonus points. Obviously, being the points leader going into the chase means nothing. It's just a little bit of bragging rights, and Hanley loves bragging rights. He wants to be on top every race, and right now he's going to be leading lap number 7 here at the Brickyard. Jonathan Beeford 2 is inside, couldn't get there in time. Hanley does lead the lap. Andrew Miller pushing Buford through. And they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Close there. They get sorted back to double file. Andrew Miller in the 43. Down low gets by Jonathan Buford as they come off of turn number 2. And now Trey Rainey in the 95. He's barely in over the cut line. 5 bonus points would be big for him if he can get by Andrew Miller by the time they get around to the start-finish line. Yeah, the 42 really falling off now that he's not feeling the effects of the draft. Said Rainey would love to have those 5 bonus points to get shoved high by Jake West in the 14. And West has 2 teammates behind him, Jonathan Rains and James Stabolito. So we'll see if these 3 Stewart-Haas cars can get lined up and try and make their way around the other Ford up in front of Andrew Miller. Ford's right now reigning supreme at the front. 4 of them inside the top 4 positions. Andrew Miller leads, Jake West is second, Jonathan Rains third, and James Stabolito is fourth. But now Stabolito looking low on his teammate. West looks low on Miller. Jake Galloway 11, we mentioned his horrific crash that he had last season in the Brickyard 400. Injured. He had to sit out a few races because of his injury. But he's back now in that 11 car, fighting hard inside the top 5. He wants to win this Brickyard. It'd be an amazing comeback story if he could win here. Looks like he's going to stay 4th for now in line. Here comes Taylor Brown Price. Your pulsar coming right back. He's found his way to the bottom. He's inside the top 5 now. He's doing a great job keeping it up front. Single file at the front. Stabilo looks low. Galloway trying to get down low. Here comes West to the bottom of Andrew Miller. Down the front stretch. Lap 10. Miller leads lap 9. But side by side, Jake West with the inside lane. Stabilo gets down front. Galloway, great job there. Now the 11 going for 3rd. Stabilo gets the 2nd. He's looking for the race lead. As it going to turn number 2, he gets down there. Underneath his teammates, side by side. 2 Stewart Haas cars, side by side down the back. Miller falling back. Eli Brich got to his inside. Carson Bowers in the 6th with a great run, pushing the 88. I really think he's actually pushing him. Off into turn 3. Stabilo clears. Here comes Jake Galloway in the 11. It was this spot right here where he crashed. And you think about, if you're Galloway and you're thinking about it, every time you pass by that spot, you think about what happened last season, how hard you crashed. And you saw that in lap 1, you're able to miss it. You're just thinking that the risk is still there to be involved in that same crash. Galloway leads lap number 10. 14 laps to go at the Brickyard. Taylor Brown Price from the pole, back to the inside for the race lead. Eli Brent, the 88, looking 3 wide, close there. They get it sorted out. Eli backed out a little bit. Does get to 2nd, the 88 car. He's just out of the chase cutoff. He has a win. He can get a wild card if he can get up into a wild card spot, but can also get a 2nd win and try and get a wild card spot for definite. Eli Bright going for the race lead, and 5 bonus points could be big for that 88 team as well. That's if he can keep it. Carson Bowers is looking low in the 6th, and I believe Bowers is going to get to the lap lead here. 13 laps to go this time. Carson Bowers to the inside of Eli Bright will take it as they come off turn number 4. Bowers going to lead lap number 11 here at the Brickyard. Alexander on the 72 pushing him. Andrew Miller, Mac Johnson, Tyler Fink out of the bottom lane. Nathan Stapleton, Colton Yo from the 42nd starting position is up here as well. Andrew Miller looking 3 wide, tight there. Backs off. Alexander clears. He gets away. Andrew Miller back to the inside. Found his way to 2nd. Trying to get back to the race lead down the backstretch. Trying to get that side draft off the 72. That side draft very big with how fast they are going. Looks like he did a great job there getting to that quarter panel and getting beside that 72 and keeping it there. Andrew Miller going to try and get around, lead another lap. It will be halfway this time by. 12 laps left in the Brickyard 400. Andrew Miller leads Mac Johnson, Tyler Fink, Alexander, Nathan Stapleton to the stripe. Miller leads the lap. Mac Johnson tries to stay clear of that 21. Miller leads at halfway. Mac Johnson, Tyler Fink. Here comes Stapleton for 3rd. Colton Yo started 42nd. Only taking him half the race to get up inside the top 5. He's right now 4th, going for 3rd. He has John Gammett behind in 2nd in points. Colton's teammate, Max Anderson, trying to get into the top 5. Here comes that 47. Galloway's found his way back down low. That 11 car. Sebastian Kuklon needs a great result here at the Brickyard as well. He's top 20 in points with 2 wins, but he's barely in the top 20. So a great result here would mean a lot for that 3 team. Meanwhile, the 3's teammate, Nathan Stapleton, trying to get into the chase position. He's right now going for the race lead on Andrew Miller as they come off of turn number 4. Stapleton gets up in line in the 2nd position. He has Colton Yo behind him in the 37. Here comes John Gammett in the 77. Down low for 3rd. Max Anderson all but pushing that 77 forward. Anderson trying to keep it down low as Galloway is looking low. As Nathan Stapleton and Andrew Miller side by side. Miller up top, Stapleton down low. 27 with the advantage down low. Nathan Stapleton clears and he'll lead the Brickyard 400 here in Indianapolis. Down the back they come. Stapleton clears. Big run for that 27. John Gammett in the 77. He's up into the picture. Max Anderson in the 47. Here he comes. And we can't forget, these drivers have not come down pit road, and they are close on fuel mileage. So they might have to make green flag pit stops if a yellow flag does not come out. Stapleton leading as they're side by side for a second. Jake Galloway with a push from Jake West trying to get by Max Anderson as they approach turn number 1. 10 laps of racing to go. Stapleton, Galloway, 1-2. Jake West up to 3rd. Sebastian Kukulon, Steven Taylor's teammate. Taylor looking to go 2 in a row and for 2 of the Crown Jewel races this season. Down the backstretch they race. Taylor up inside the top 5. He's currently 5th behind his teammate. Here comes Taylor Brown Price. The pole there coming back. West comes for 2nd. The 14 car. Great run there as they go through 3. Jake West coming to 9 to go has emerged into the 2nd position. Sebastian Kukulon has come out of nowhere to get 3rd. Steven Taylor up to 4th. Here comes Taylor Brown Price back on the inside. That pulsar going nowhere. back up inside the top 5. Showing that he has a very fast car today, being able to stay up front and contend. West to the inside is Nathan Stapleton trying to get down there. Gets back up in line as they come off of turn number 1 into turn 2 now. 3 wide. Up top is that Luke Rain, the 2 that got forced 3 wide top. Down the backstretch, and we said 3 wide is the breaking point here at Indianapolis as the front few get away single file, led by Stapleton. Jake West right behind, Sebastian Kukulon. And then there's Steven Taylor peeking out of line underneath his teammate for 3rd. As Jake West looks for that race lead, still can't get down there. Carter Friesen gets low. Alexander Rowe. Here comes Joe Jefferson from the 41st starting position. He's up inside the top 10. He has a shot to go back-to-back Brickyard 400 victories. But the time is running out with 8 laps of racing to go. 2 cars pulling away. Jake West all but pushing Nathan Stapleton down this front stretch. He's looking low again, but can't get there. 8 to go now. He finally gets down low. Jake West underneath Nathan Stapleton. Down off of turn number 1 into turn 2. West side by side with Stapleton looking for that directing up. He's going to get in the form of Steven Taylor and Carter Friesen. And down the backstretch, Jake West pushed clear easily. Big run there as Taylor, the 27th teammate, now looking for the race lead. 7 laps of racing to go this time. When will they come down pit road? Will they? Here they come. Pit stops are starting. First down will be Jake West. Steven, other wrecking coming down pit road. Galway, Mac Johnson, hard into the pit wall. Yellow flag, and it's for a big crash. A lot of cars in it. A lot of cars damaged. And they've raced back. Nathan Stapleton, by staying out, missed that crash. He leads with 7 to go. It's going to be a late race restart here. So these drivers are probably going to be coming down pit road. But how about the guys that made it to pit road? Miller alternate. There's Galway. There's Eli Bright. Jay Jefferson may have had to stop. These drivers that came down, are they good to go now? Can they get out there? If the others cycle around, can they get out there and cycle to the race lead? We're about to find out. Because a lot have come down pit road, but a lot with damage as well. So we'll see if these drivers come down pit road. If they don't, they're playing a pretty risky game. We'll have to see. Because they're coming to 6 to go now. They've taken the caution flag. It's going to be around 2 laps to go when we restart. Maybe 2 or maybe even 3 laps to go. Because we're coming to 6 to go this time. You'd be fooled to stay out here. I think you have to come down. Here they come. Oh, is that? Some are staying out. That's risky business. Maybe they think with the cautions they'll be good to go, but that's interesting. Derek Hamill stay on the racetrack. Looks like Diego Gapez, Sebastian Kukulon. Some damaged cars. TJ Hanley staying out there. Luke Rainey, Jay Jefferson, Carson Bowers. Do they think they're good to go? Code Luigi, still in the lead lap. He's staying out. That could definitely impact how this race goes. Now here comes Steven Taylor. He came down pit road, remember, so he has more fuel in the car. He's flying by all these drivers. He wants to make sure he's ahead of them so that when they come up here, they'll be behind him. And Taylor doing just that, getting out ahead of Nathan Stapleton and the others. We'll see if Stapleton is the first off pit road. But look at all the positions he'll be losing because of the cars that came down pit road and got fuel in the car. Nathan Stapleton first off of this group with 6 laps to go. But now, Taylor, the first with fuel. The rest of these drivers, they are questionable on fuel. So we'll see what happened and bring out the caution. Mac Johnson, one of them, he hit hard. We hope Johnson is okay. So here's what happened. Jake Galway is in the 3rd lane. Mac Johnson underneath him. It looks like Galway wants to pit this lap. He cuts down. He gets Mac Johnson. The 11 goes around and gets Eli Bright in the 88. Then Johnson slides down. He hits the inside wall and out of control. Hits Jake West in the 14. West goes around. And luckily this is passenger side, but it's still a hard hit. And he does a barrel roll and goes backwards. He gets hit by Justin Zidell. There's Trey Rainey in it. And the 24 ends up on his lid. And then gets hit by his teammate Eli Bright. That is a horrible crash. You can see all the cars that are just there that are get caught up. So it looks like Jake Galway tried to cut down right here. And Mac Johnson was down there. And if you're in the 3rd lane, I would just really consider just staying out at that point and pitting the next lap instead of doing what he just did. Look at this from this camera angle. See what this angle saw? Sees a lot. Watch them as they come off the corner. There's the contact. There's the 11 to the wall. There goes the 24. And he wiped out Jake West, who was coming down pit road. West would have been in the perfect position. He probably would have been leading this race, or at least the first one with fuel. But instead now he has a ton of damage. TJ Hanley has some damage in the 23, it looks like. You remember, stayed on the racetrack. So Nathan Stapleton came down pit road, was the first off. However, with all the different strategies playing out, Steven Taylor Now the cars that stay out there are coming down, are they not? There's the 10, the 23, 33, and the 6. They have come down. The 1 and the 2 as well. Derek Hamill, Sebastian Kukulon, Dale Lightning, Jay Jefferson, Code Luigi have stayed on the racetrack. They have not come down pit road yet. That's the front 5. First car with fuel, Steven Taylor, Carter Friesen, Jeff Bright, Griffin Lynn, Max Anderson, Steve Morgan, Jake West, John Gammett, Stephen Baker, Jack Marshall, and Danny Lloyd have all come down the pit lane before the yellow came out. Then Nathan Stapleton, first off of the drivers that came down with him. And then you have the other drivers that just came down that have just surrendered their track position. So we'll see what happens. Do these front 5 stay up? Do they have to come down? Be an interesting restart here at Indy. 3 laps left, and the field is a lot smaller. See the cars out from that crash. Justin Zeidel, Mac Johnson, Riley Sampson, Eli Bright. 32 cars on the lead lap. You saw how Dale Lightning and Patrick Glenn were set to restart second and third. They came down pit road for fuel. They'll start at the back of the field. So Derek Hamill, Jay Jefferson, Cole Luigi are questionable on field. They're right now 1, 2, 3. Steven Taylor with fuel in 4th, Carter Friesen. They have Jeff Bright, Griffin Lynn, Max Anderson, Steve Morgan, Jake West, Nathan Stapleton came down pit road under the caution flag 15th. The cars that just came down, Kukulon, Dale Lightning. There's Bowers, Luke Rainey, Buford, Hanley, Stablio, Yepez. We'll see how this goes. 3 different strategies playing out. Which one gets the victory lane? Hamill, Jay Jefferson have a slow car collision between he and Steven Taylor. We're back racing, and look at the run that the 42 had on the 78. 3 laps left in the Brickyard 400. How is this going to play out? Derek Hamill gets away, gets a nice jump there over Jay Jefferson, Code Luigi. Already the 42 backing up. Here comes Steven Taylor with fuel. This is not what the 78 and the 55 wanted. They wanted that 42 as a buffer. Down the back of the race. Cars in the second pack now getting slow like by the 43 of Andrew Miller. They'll get hung back. Jay Jefferson with a run. But do the front 2 have to come to the pits? We're going to find out this lap. Jefferson looking low on Hamill. Does he get beside him as they go into turn number 4? Here they come. They're going low. It looks like they're going to have to come down pit road. Steven Taylor in the 31, who won at Darlington last race, stays on the racetrack. He's coming to 2 laps of racing to go. It was not going to play out for those front 3. But now does Taylor, can he lead them back around to win 2 in a row in 2 of the Crown Jewel races? Can Carter Friesen get by him for his second win of the season? Can Jeff Bright get into a chase position? He's right now 3rd ahead of Max Anderson, who's 2nd in points, trying to get to the points lead. We're coming to the white flag this time. 1.5 laps to go. Taylor looking to go 2 in a row. He won at Darlington. Looking for 2 big race wins this season. Carter Friesen 2nd. When does he make the move? Can he make the move? Off of 3, looking a little bit lower. Trying to get there. To the back of the 31 he goes. We're coming to the white flag in the Brickyard 400. Caution is out! It's it! Nathan Stapleton has crashed hard with Danny Lloyd and Jake West and some others involved. Steven Taylor will win 2 in a row. If he can coast around 2.5 miles, he's just won. Look at the damage. Jake West is done. Danny Lloyd. Steven Taylor. No contest. And he might just go back-to-back wins in the Gatorade Cup Series and two Crown Jewel races on the season. How about that? Carter Friesen couldn't get around. There's Jeff Bright and Max Anderson might get to the points because TJ Hanley finished a little bit further back in the 23 car. I think I may have just passed him. Yeah, there's Hanley, 16th. Jay Jefferson, Derek Hamill, Code Luigi, the strategy did not play out for them. There's Alexander Rowe, Jake West, Danny Lloyd, Nathan Stapleton, Carson Bowers, all coasting around with a ton of damage to their race cars. Jay Jefferson either trying to get around the pace car or he's supposed to be a lap down. Looks like he's trying to get around the pace car. And he will. So coming to take the checkered flag, Steven Taylor won the Southern 500 in dominant fashion at Darlington, led every lap. Now this race, he's going to come to victory lane, and some cars coming down pit road with possible damage. I think that's Colton Yeo and Jonathan Rains coming down. But the Brickyard 400 is a ton different for Steven Taylor. He did not dominate at all. He just got out front with the right pit strategy. He pitted at the right time. He's going to get to victory lane. The Brickyard 400 belongs to Steven Taylor. 2 in a row. He wins here at the Brickyard. Great job there by Taylor getting to victory lane. But let's see how the final caution was caused. Nathan Stapleton, one of them involved, and he has a ton of damage. He's just trying to coast it around. Same thing, 3 wide. Stapleton's up top, Alexander on the middle, and Danny Lloyd kind of washes up and gets into that 72. Around they go. I believe they kind of do the same thing that happened on lap 1. They come up the racetrack. There's the 19 coming up. The 17 may have gotten stuck in that wall, and Taylor Brown Price did a great job missing that, but Stapleton backs it hard into the wall. Same with the, there's Jake West coming into it, nowhere to go into the 27 hard. Right there, the 6 of Bowers hits the 14. It's a hard hit for those drivers. There's some others on the outside making it through, and where did Alexander Rowe go? He may have gotten stuck just like Jake Galloway did last season. I think he may have. Oh, yeah. Exactly like Galloway last season. And this time it's Danny Lloyd who replaced Galloway that made it happen, and that's a hard hit there. And the crash that happened in front, a pretty hard impact. Yeah, West, I think, hit the 19, which sent him up into the 27 in Stapleton. It all plays out for Steven Taylor. He gets the victory lane in the Brickyard 400 for his second win in a row. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There were 3 caution flags for 9 laps, 8 lead changes, 8 different drivers led the race. Steven Taylor gets out front at the right time to win. Carter Friesen second, Jeff Bright third, Max Anderson fourth, John Gammett fifth. They have Griffin Lynn sixth, Steve Morgan seventh, Jack Marshall eighth. Taylor Murray Price led the most laps of 6 from the pole, ends up ninth. Tyler Fink 10th. There's your top 20. TJ Henley, the points there come to the race, ends up 14th. He keeps the points lead, but it is a bare minimum that he keeps it by. Look down at the rest, 21st to 40th. 28 cars finished on the lead lap. The rest involved in accidents and whatnot. Look down at the rest. And now let's go look at the points. Entering the final race before the Gatorade Cup Series chase, here are the point standings. TJ Hanley keeps it by only 1 point, as Max Anderson has 3,000 points. He's only 1 point behind Hanley. Anderson up to second. They have Lee Jack Table far ways back in third. Steven Taylor fourth with his 3rd victory of the season. Alexander Rowe fifth. Luke Rainey in 6th. Danny Lloyd 7th. Griffin Lynn 8th. Trey Rainey 9th. Jack Marshall rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20. And the gap between 10th and 11th, pretty big. Carter Friesen 41 points back. They have Jeff Bright 12th. Taylor Bryan Price. John Gambit. Diego Lopez. Dale Lightning. All non-winners outside the top 10 in points. Your 2 wild cards would be Sebastian Coquelin with his 2 wins in 19th in points, and Carter Friesen with his 1 win, and he's 11th in points. But Jack Marshall, if he falls out, he would take a wild card. Danny Lloyd would take a wild card. So it's still up for grabs here, and Sebastian Coquelin is not that far ahead of the 21st place in points. He's not that far ahead. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. 21st to 40th there. Eli Bright desperately needs to get into the top 20 in points. He needs to win at Richmond. That's probably his only shot. If he wins at Richmond, he could probably get into a wild card spot. And same for Stablito. Even though it doesn't look great for Stablito, just think. If, say, Friesen gets in and Lynn falls out, and then if the 34, the 13, and the 27 all fall below, say, the 10, the 42, the 18, and one of them wins, it could be pretty big. You could have Stablito, Coluigi, Riley Sampson win at Richmond, get into the top 20 points, and have Coquelin fall behind them. And if Marshall stays in, one of them could steal wildcard if they get up ahead of Smith, Morgan, and Nathan Stapleton. So it's still up for grabs here this season. So the last race to make the chase will be the last race to make the chase 400 at Richmond. I'll see you guys then.